about the NBA free agents. It's been a big thing in the news about LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, big free agents. The main thing, a lot of people get confused on what free agency is. So, first of all, we're going to start off by talking about the CBA. The CBA is the contract between the players and the league. And the CBA dictates players' contracts, the trades, the revenues, distribution of the revenue, and the NBA draft and the salary cap. Brief history, it's, like I said, it's a contract. It started, one of the first CBA agreements was in '99, and it goes every 6 years. So in 2005, right after the NHL lockout, they had to renew the contract, and due to the fact that the NHL had the lockout, they didn't want to go through that, so they signed it real quick, which it didn't change a whole lot of stuff. It just kind of, it added stuff such as raise the salary cap from 48% to 51%. The maximum contract went from 7 to 6 years, and the league guarantees a 14-man roster to help out with the teams. The players are subject to 4 random drug tests, and the penalties got harsher, especially after all the incidents that have happened. And the players in the first 2 seasons can move to the NBA Developmental League, which helps out to refine the players, kind of like the MLB does, with sending them down to the minor leagues and stuff. They couldn't do that before. But I want to first talk about the salary cap. Salary cap is obviously the max or minimum that a team can spend on their players on the roster. And it's there because prior to the salary cap, big teams, Boston, Lakers, Blazers at one point would all buy up everybody, and it made it unfair for little teams like Memphis Grizzlies or somebody like that. So it really helps out to contain the competitive balance of the league. The type of salary cap is a soft salary cap. The NFL has a hard salary cap, and what that means is like you've got a certain number you can spend, and that's it. In a soft salary cap, you've got a certain number, but there's so many exceptions. I don't even know why they have a salary cap, to be honest. But some of the exceptions are like the mid-level exception, and what that is if a team goes over the cap, the players can be still signed to a minimum contract, which a lot of teams do that. The rookie exception means if they get their rookies and they're already over the cap, that they can still sign them to a max salary just due to the fact that they got the rookies, they have to sign them. And there's also the most famous one is Larry Bird exception. Obviously, this is implemented for Larry Bird in Boston, and what that is signing the veteran players. If the team has been either with the team, they got 2 stipulations. If they've been with the team for 3 years with the same team, they're allowed to sign them, even though they're over the cap, to a maximum salary. Or if, on Shaq's case, which is the recent one, he's been with the team for 1 contract every year. He hasn't been put on waivers. So as long as you're with that one team, if you have 3 different teams with 1-year contracts, you're allowed to get signed to the Larry Bird exception. There's also the disabled player exception, which means like if a team player gets hurt who's like a maximum player and they're already over the salary cap, they can re-sign somebody and it doesn't affect them. And there's 2 types of free agents. There's restricted free agents and unrestricted free agents. Restricted free agent is somebody who's on the free agent market, and another team can give an offer, but that team, the team he's with right now, can match that offer, and they have to stay there. Now, unrestricted free agent is just they do whatever they want. They can sign with whoever they want. They don't have to go through the team or anything. And there's also, with the big three, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James, the big thing has been about sign and trade. Now, I want to give they are talking about how LeBron James kind of left Cleveland and kind of left them out to dry. But the sign and trade, Chris Bosh, had he just left as a free agent, would have got, I think it's like $30 million less. But when he does a sign and trade, he's able to get a max salary from the Heat. But in turn, the Heat have to trade players, so it helps both sides out. It helps the player and the team. And LeBron James was the same way. He left and he did a sign and trade, so that Cleveland actually got stuff in return. And those sources are from ESPNLosAngeles.com and ESPN the magazine. And they're the ones reporting that Chris Bosh and LeBron James have $110 million for 6 years, and then Dwayne got $107 for 6 years. And I hope just that little bit of information helped out with understanding free agents a little better. And there you go. Bye.